doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
All right, we're rocking and rolling. We have beautiful ladies in the building. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey.
What's going on?
Here.
We'll start with Lynn. If you guys want to come from there and introduce yourselves all the way down to me.
Hi, I'm Libra, or Lynn the singer.
I'm Brittney Bhayden.
Hi, I'm Treal World.
What's up, y'all? I'm Mariah.
Now, did you guys name yourselves at all as a collaborative group? Did you guys put something together as far as the stamp, the TLC of it?
No, we're not technically a group. We're just a group of singers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you consider it though? Did you consider just putting it as a group name or like doing something like where it's like stamped together or anything like that?
Nah.
No?
Cool.
That would be cool.
Why not,
What,
bro?
Destiny's Child?
We joked about Destiny's Child.
I'm Beyonce.
Beyonce. I'm not Michelle. Who Michelle?
I'm Latoya.
I'm Kelly.
Tavia.
I'm Latoya.
But if we was to create our own,
I'm Latoya.
Before we start, this episode is being sponsored by T&B Productions. Do you have what it takes to be the next best? T&B Productions on Instagram gives you local access to a full-service production company, ranging from published creative photography, stunning music videos for all kinds of artists, graphic design, and capturing some of the city's livest events through their one-of-a-kind recap videos. It's an affordable one-stop shop for all your personal and business needs. Take the steps today to be the next best tomorrow by booking T&B Productions. This episode is also being sponsored by RBA Official Music. I need you guys to go check out my boy RBA Official Music. He does consulting, marketing, promotion, artist management, social media management, and social media influencing. He is one of the guys that's actually in the game. He's heavily involved in the music scene, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to consulting. Go check out my boy RBA Official Music. Also want to shout out my boy Anomaly Ones for hooking me up with his t-shirt. Love it. Appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to be rocking it all night long. All right. I get it. So what made you guys decide to come collectively together here, though? So you guys work together a lot. You guys perform together a lot, make music together a lot, I'm assuming. Talk about the early starts of that and how you guys started working together.
Okay.
And just for ease of hearing for the audience, one person, like whatever person's speaking, let them have their time, and then the next person can go after that. Whoever wants to start off with it first.
I feel like we just all organically came together, all doing music and R&B and soul and the things that we do, and we see each other at events and get to know each other, become friends outside and within the city's music industry. So that brought us together, and we want to put on for all the R&B and soul singers in the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we came here to remind y'all that it's R&B. R&B is alive in Detroit, and it's a lot of light on a lot of the rappers. It's a lot of light, on the models, acting, but I don't see much on the singers, R&B, male and female. But it's ain't it Women's Month? March? Yeah, so here we are. It's March, Women's Month, and we're here to, remind y'all.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that try to break through with the R&B sound, and some of them take off, but some of them never find a way to get themselves to that mainstream light. Even though they're super, super talented, like a Motown Ty, for instance.
That's my baby. Shout out to Motown Ty. We have a lot of work together. Mm-hmm. We've done a lot of uncredited things together. We actually came up with the idea to come up with a project called Uncredited.
Okay.
I actually just hit up.
Continue.
It was a thing on Hip Hop Lab where I just hit up one of the guys that that didn't credit us, and he was like, "All you got to do is hit us up." And that's one thing that we don't really talk about, like the communication in the city. Because there's a lot of people that won't credit our vocals. I have vocals, and my friends been like, "Bitch, you low-key a legend." And I didn't even know this. I've been hitting the road to you this whole time. I didn't even know that was your voice. And it's because we are uncredited. So shout out to Motown Ty, like he said. Shout out to the R&B scene that is unseen on our in our city. Because like they said, we are only rap. Mm-hmm. We are only acting. We are only rap. But shit, what you will learn, I'm a director, I'm a writer, I'm all kind of shit. So
what do you think makes it where R&B artists aren't getting credited, even though they're like a huge contribution to a song?
Yeah, it's like even background vocals. Like sometimes, like I'll listen to a song and I'm like, damn, who is that? Who's singing? That'll be my favorite part of a song, and it'll just be like Drake or it'll just say whoever's song it is. Not saying Drake is just that, If you see this, Drake, come
I
get
think
me.
right. I think what I see often is a lot, especially rappers, they just looking for a female voice. They're not looking for you as an artist.
Yeah.
They're not looking, to help you out anyway or to like collaborate for real. They just want a female voice.
We're an instrument, damn near,
We're just an instrument. You could rent us out, apparently.
Right, like that's crazy. I hear like songs and I hear the vocals and I'm like, oh, that's what's the name? And then I look at the credits. What's the name's not in the credits,
but we just know their voices.
But I know their voice and I know like the type of harmonies they do. I'm like, oh, why they ain't getting no love on that?
I definitely aspire to be like that though. Like even like not to not be accredited, but to have like a voice that's familiar. Because you'll know, like you'll hear songs like, wait a minute, that's Neo or that's Dream somewhere, and their name might not be on the song. Like I want to be able to have like.
Well, when you were talking about it earlier, you were saying that it's happened to you where you've been a part of a song and not credited. Do you have a mutual agreement with the people that are recording the music, or did you just not get put on?
Usually I'm in the studio with the producers. Because this has happened to me. Like I said, Motown Ty is a friend of mine. Shout out to him. If you don't know who that is, go stream the music. Because he's probably on the beginning of every Detroit artist, like the intro to all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, shout out to my brother. So I've been on a lot of things where I haven't been credited, and I've talked to the producer, and that's where it all came from. I was sitting in the studio with a friend of mine who believes in the dream, and a producer who knows all of these people who are like, yeah, we need a sound for them. And I'm like, well, what about me?
Yeah.
You know, what about who I am? And they like, no, this sounds amazing, but we're not going to credit you. Because like she said, they're only looking for that sound. Like we're instruments. To a standpoint where we're not in those credits. We're not in the videos. I've done things where I'm not even in the video and my voice is in the back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like legit. Like I don't want to make this a thing, but Detroit legendary type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people not paying attention to it because it's just not credited. And that's what we trying to push for our R&B scene to be credited, because that's what we deserve. We make the song a lot of the time.
One of the people that I heard break out and that kind of kept his name credited a lot, but I heard his name not credited, was Brian Hamilton.
Yeah.
But I think because he got major placements, he was able to get heard and people like had to credit him. But I'm not sure why producers want to just credit anybody who put something
I think it's
together.
the knowledge. I feel like if you don't know the business, or if you're not learning the business, if you don't bother to ask, most producers or most other artists, feature artists, won't tell you. And it may not be intentionally, because I feel like I've done that to where I didn't know about it and then I found out about it and I didn't double back because the song was already out. So it's like moving forward, I try to be able to, be like, say something about some paperwork. But sometimes paperwork scare people away. And it's like, I don't want to come off like, well, I need you to sign this. But it's kind of like, it's to benefit everybody. It's to benefit everybody. But sometimes.
Yeah, I know. When people bring up contracts to me, I'm not going to lie. Like, I won't put my real name on that bitch or nothing. I don't know why I do that shit. But like, I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, what am I about to do to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to not.
A nigga done gone and got a whole house in your name off of a song you did. Like, bro, what the fuck did I do that?
But people do get scared of contracts. But on another tip with contracts too, I always feel like, dude, in Detroit, even if you sign a motherfucking contract, that shit ain't. Your house is gonna get fucking. Yeah, it's not. You just.
We
but
got a sense of. That's why it's like a whole, like New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere type of feel, because we are that. It's like you gotta know how to. What Jay say? Show you how to move in a room full of vultures.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to move in a room full of these people who got the same idea as you, but they thinking completely different.
Yeah.
They're thinking completely different. A lot of the time, you're thinking unity, you're thinking support, you're thinking togetherness,
And they thinking
right.
Yeah.
I'm
And
about
they
to eat you alive.
And they praying down that. Yeah, they preying on the fact that you hungry and you love what you do. Cause a lot of times we love what we do so much we will do it for free. We like, this is what I enjoy doing, so let's go. And they like, all right, cool, let's go. Yeah, we not gonna put your name on this.
Say what homeboy say? If it's sweet, eat.
Yeah.
That's for real how we move
That's
as
our
a city.
mentality.
That's our mentality as a city. And that's I think honestly that's the biggest thing that has slowed us down. That's the biggest thing that has stopped us as a whole, because we are Motown. We have always been that. The sound has never left. The creativity has never left. The originality has never left. It has always. It's the mentality that has escaped us. So
I feel like it's real beautiful though when we do realize, like, okay, we in a room, we all vultures, if anything, you know what I'm saying, and you find those few people that's like,
you got to find that vulture.
Like
we on the same tip, and like how we are, like we collectively can be supportive with each other, we can collectively be great, and we can continue to move around in our industry and see like who not on it, who on it, and we still welcome, or I'm still welcome for sure to try to work with more people. But it's like when you weed out those few people and you see like the golden ones, like, yeah, we really about this music shit. We really want to keep creating. We want to be seen. We want to be heard, and we want to keep it all love. It's like not everybody be on that.
Yeah, for sure.
There's real artists out here in Detroit. There's real artists in Michigan, and there's people who really take it as a craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's innately built into them that they want to be in the entertainment industry because they have something they want to contribute, and also because it does something to themselves. Like, if you're an artist at the end of the day. But once money gets a part of the equation, that's when everything changes. And so that's why it's harder.
At that point.
Yeah, because artists and money don't technically they don't mix.
They don't coincide.
Yeah, they don't. But it's show business, right? At the end of the day, so they made a business out of it.
Ignore the business.
Yeah, you can't.
And
Even
I ignored the
be
business for
successful,
so
for real.
long. Yeah, you can't ignore the business. I know that's why it took so long for me to break out projects, to break out visuals, to break out anything, because I was so business oriented. I got so wrapped up in that. I thought that it excited me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was very exciting to understand what was going on in the background for me. And I feel like a lot of our artists get into that too, because a lot of us, like, we do want to be the boss. So we will get kind of trapped up in that business aspect of things. And I feel like that's one thing that has held me back as an artist. I got so wrapped up in the business, the music business, aside from the music.
Yep, that happens to a lot of people. If you want to start with Lynn, we'll talk about some of everybody's milestones. We'll start off with you first. If you want to talk about some things that you feel like really had an impact in your career.
Okay. So I had my first official concert at the music hall, Aretha Franklin Jazz Cafe. I sold it out. I was very, very nervous. I was late for my own concert, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was my first time feeling like, damn, like I'm really doing what I want to do. I'm really living out my dreams. Like, I have my family here, my friends here. I got a band, I got dancers, and I come from a background of choir and teams, like dance teams. So being the middle point, being the star, was like really, really hard for me, but I knew I wanted to do it, and I'm really proud of that. That's something I did. And I got an album coming out, Reckless, and this will be my third album, so I'm really proud of my first two albums. They're streaming. The stream's looking good. It's been leveling up over the past years, and I feel like I'm reaching a place of where it's no longer like, well, I feel like it'll still be a struggle, but it's no longer the hard part of feeling like, do I really want this? Because I'm starting to be surrounded by other people who want the same things, and we can work with each other, and we can help each other with the things that kind of frustrated us or get us a little bit ahead of time, like ahead of what we were doing before. So it's like making sense now. Everything is clicking now. So
You finding your tribe.
Yeah. Facts. Yep.
Oh, okay. So milestones. Okay, I did. So I moved back here. I'm from Detroit. I lived in VA for a while, and I came back, and my first introduction to like getting here was one Sound Off Sunday. That was my shout out to Sound Off, definitely. Brass Hole for sure.
Good platform.
That was my first, and then I won the Motown Amplify. And that kind of opened the doors for me as far as like getting out in the city as like to gigs. Like I was able to do the fireworks last year. I performed at the fireworks, and then I was able to drop my single on Live in the D in August. And it's the single was Grand River, produced by King Call, and he featured on it as well. I was able to drop that and for the whole city to see. So that was really big for me. Motown really opened a lot of like doors as far as like performances publicly and privately, as well as like they have a lot of artist development. And I feel like the city don't know that Motown is really actually like putting artists in place and really have programs and things like that to help, artists that have starting off or falling behind and trying to get back up, to kind of propel them to like get to the next level. So that was a big milestone for me, being a part of like those, and then doing events, failing and then succeeding at events. So that's really big for me. That's what's been going on with me.
I think I'm sorry, just to tap in on you. Another, I feel like milestone that I've seen that you've done is the consistency of your Monday lives, bro.
Oh, thank you, baby.
That shit is,
yeah.
I've been saying since January, like I'm gonna do something on Wednesdays, girl. You've been at it for like I want to say a year.
Like no, I've been at it for like two or 3 years.
Yeah,
Monday
see?
Night Live every Monday. It's almost like it's so regular. I don't be thinking about it. I do it so much, like it doesn't feel like a milestone. It feels like a part of my life.
But on the outside looking in, I feel like we as artists can see like that's something. Well, personally, that's something I struggle with, being consistent with something I don't want to say something I really want to do, but something that's hard for me to do that I want to do. And I see like you inspire me every time I see it. I'm like, damn, I'm about to tune in.
I ain't gonna lie. It's Monday Night Live started out with my cousin. We was like, let's be accountability buddies. And we was like, all right, we're going to do something every week. We going to pick a day and we're going to do something every week. I started out doing my Monday Night Lives in my bed, in my room. I'm like, I'm just going to sing a song or two. And then I just got more into it. I've been doing it like at different venues. Treal was my first guest. Shout out to Treal. She was my first, and she has been a guest. I'm gonna get Lolly up there. And
Tonight.
Tonight actually.
Yep.
Tonight actually.
I was about to say, low key, she was about to cancel our whole little shit because Monday night.
Like, I don't know if I can do it, y'all. I don't know.
It matters, and that's what's important because
The
that's something that's
consistency.
consistent for her. She like, no, you can't interfere in my shit because this is what I'm doing.
Like you said, it's routine. It's a part. Like you have an artistic thing that's helping you get better as an artist, helping you be seen, and it's your lifestyle. It's like the gym for some people,
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So milestones. Ooh, what's so crazy for me? Milestones for me. Oh, hello. So yeah, milestones for me. I got a lot of visuals. People have been waiting for the music for me. I got a song where I say that in it, like. They said, damn, Treal dropped the music. It's on the way. Come on. It's on the way.
We stand.
We stand. But because I'm one of those people who I'll sing a song that's unreleased on the stage. I'll sing about 8 songs on the stage that's unreleased. And they'll be like, when can we get this? And I'll be like, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
It should be good.
Yeah. It should be nice. But I feel like as of late, the milestones that I've hit, they have been visuals. They have been me completing songs, me completing tracks, getting the work out to the people. Because you could talk about how great you are all day. You could talk about who you are and how you are all fucking day. But until you actually show the people who you are and how you are, none of that matters for real. Okay. So I'm just here to say. They said, damn, Treal, drop the music. It's on the way. It's on the way. For sure.
All right, cool. I guess that leaves me.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, just in case you forgot, I'm Lolly Mariah. And let's talk about milestones. So, I would say, I'll start with this, kind of similar to Brittney. I grew up in Detroit. This was where I was born and raised at. But my family has ties to Louisiana, and I've always loved Louisiana. So I actually moved after college. I went to New Orleans.
I forgot all that stuff.
Yeah, I went to New Orleans, and that's where I started my music career for real. And so I actually started a open mic and showcase called Low Key NOLA, which is now the Low Key Collective, where I support other artists. I did a lot of things virtually during COVID. And basically, like, I kept that running consistently. And then even now, I go back to New Orleans and I put on those shows. So that's always really cool for me. That's a huge milestone.
That's great shit.
Yeah. I think, honestly, and I probably could talk about this another time, but, like, honestly, I have really, really great support in New Orleans, and I would love to see that in Detroit. I think that's going to require an open-mindedness about us in the R&B neo-soul vibe, because we need to be accepted, and then from there we can further move on. But anyway, so yes, but also I was also a part of that Motown Amplified competition. I did not win, but I was on the TV too. So
That's how we met.
And then of course other programs like the Generator Accelerator program, which we've been a part of
Shout
as well.
out to Accelerator. I was
Yeah,
involved as well.
shout out to Sway too.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on a project right now called Permission to Lollygag. So I've been posting mindfulness things because that whole project is really about like giving yourself that time to chill out and think about life and reflect and grow and develop. So it's not going to be necessarily like what you going to jam on the radio while you like trying to, get to where you getting, but it's going to be something where you at home, you might be cleaning up, you might be taking a shower, you might be doing your hair, and you're just going to chill out. So it's some big milestones there.
Well, that's pretty cool. No, you guys are very invested into the scene, and I like it. It sounds like you guys are genuinely involved in the music aspect of it, which is really cool to hear. Like, you actually give a damn about, again, the artistry and the actual soul behind it. And I think R&B is a representative of soulful music, right? Because, the singing style and normally the lyricism and what the content is actually involved in it comes from somewhere greater than just some type of a tacky feeling or, kind of the sound you get from Detroit, which is kind of like a violent feel sometimes, or a feeling that's like kind of targeted towards, I guess, this younger generation that's getting occupied with, no offense, some of this music is fucking, god damn, I don't know what's going on these days, son. Like, I'm just hearing, everybody's trying to kill me, man. The motherfucker on the cereal box is trying to kill me. Like, if he's like, I'm like listening to Detroit music, like, yeah, it gets me turned up, but I listen to Wyclef a lot. I listen to Fugees a lot. Like, that shit really gets me cooled out.
It's a different place.
Yeah, but I still feel good as hell listening to it. I'm listening to Wyclef more than I listen to Detroit rap. Or
you gotta understand, this shit is like an energy, man.
It's energy. Yeah,
It turned me up though.
It's an energy, man. We rapping like that, and we talking like that, and we speaking like that because that's what our lives are.
Yeah. And you see, I saw a post the other day talking about Detroit is like one of the most miserable cities. Like, the people here are
Somebody said that to me on my live, and I'm like, I'm not miserable.
This is a fun fact, guys. This is a fun fact. So I believe that Seattle is number 3 most gloomiest places in the world, and I believe that Detroit or Michigan as a whole is number 5 most gloomiest places in the world because of we don't get the sun as much. When you don't get the sun, you are not happy.
It's so cold in the
day. How the fuck? How supposed to keep?
But I feel like with all of that,
playing crazy, but she was speaking fast.
That's why I was a classic.
It's so cold here. How are we supposed to keep peace if we don't have any sunshine?
But I feel like that's what brings out a lot of the talent and soul, and even within like the rap music, if it is violent, like, it gets us going. We creatively get that shit out. Like, when I'm working out, I listen to all rap. When I'm in a rush, when I just need to be up, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm listening to. When I'm chilling, laid back, R&B, if I just want to sing my heart out type shit. But it's like it's our culture, it's our lives, and that's what we know, that's what we used to, and that's what we want to develop better from. But it's a place in our heart where it's sit at. We all can resonate with.
I see that side of it too. It's like it's two sides.
It don't feel good, of course.
Like when I was growing up, I was.
Sometimes it do feel good. Like,
But it's art. It's even though it do be on some, some really deep, dark energy sometimes, but it's art because you know, and it's a reflection of what people going through.
You can feel their soul in there, even if they is talking about ra-ta-ta-ta.
Yeah,
like, okay,
like,
but
niggas really out here hurting. Niggas really out here doing the thing. Some of I don't know. Some of them might not be. Some of them, but some of them are, and they really speaking that through art. And then they kind of. Well, I'm not gonna speak too much on rap, but I'm just saying like they just speaking their life.
Yeah,
speaking what they're going through.
I done heard some shit. I was like, and I listened to it, and I'm turning up to it a little bit, and then I be like,
damn,
he needs a therapy.
Like, bro, I'm praying for you.
I want to hug I want to hug my East Side hero.
Well, to be honest with you,
I
have a good sense of like when an artist is really coming from themselves, from what their experiences is, versus when they already made it and they're successful and they're trying to force it. It's like I know like that's just for the gimmicks now. Like you're just rapping that shit to sound crazy, but no, I remember when artists were coming up and they were talking crazy, but it was like really from the heart, like you're saying. Now I feel like it's kind of like they know the marketing strategy behind it. I can say this crazy ass shit, and then the kids would pop off it. Yeah, exactly.
Why do we love
y'all
that
know?
song?
I was about to say, I don't want to say nothing that's too direct, but no, I understand.
You know, it be a lot of shit talking. I just feel like people just trying to say the craziest line.
Them good one-liners.
Oh, they be good though. The city is good for that. They be having some good lines. Like, damn,
It's clever with the words.
too.
very much
Hold
so.
you up. I'll be like,
Very
dang,
much so.
that
Like,
was so disrespectful, but that was
But the way you said it with that bitch on there, I felt it. I felt it.
okay.
I do want to. I want us. I realize that the city call us hybrids.
Who called us hybrids?
Who said that?
Y'all ain't heard. Oh, y'all ain't
Hell
looking at the
no.
blog.
Oh, no.
Like vampire.
Okay.
Who? Vampire.
Yeah, the
we're
people
like
that
singers?
sound different from the city. No, not
Oh,
singers.
there's
Oh,
Detroit
okay.
Bop.
Yeah, it's
So there's Detroit Bop, which is like the street, and
Yeah.
then there's the
And then
mainstream,
there
like
are-
Big Sean's and stuff like that. Big
Oh,
Sean's
okay.
and stuff.
we're the hybrids.
As in
okay.
us.
That's how I look at us.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, it's a mix between like what a mainstream artist would sound like versus what an street artist would sound like. Like Ashley Sorrell, for instance. I'm not sure you guys are familiar.
Yeah.
She has like a good middle ground of like figuring out that style.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you guys are coming up with the R&B style, do you ever stray into a different style, or are you guys completely just focused on R&B right now?
Well, I can speak for me. I like to say I'm like neo soul R&B. So like we had a writing session the other day with some other R&B artists, and I was like, this is really interesting because like when you are a neo soul writer, like you're really into the lyricism, you're really into like playing with the melodies a little bit more, and then R&B is like it's more of like a feeling.
Yep.
So it's like it's really interesting. I was like, wow, there is a distinct difference. But like I know for me, I like to play around. So my favorite label is TDE. If you're watching this,
Come get her.
hey. Okay, but no.
Me too.
I really
Don't
love-
forget me.
Don't okay. No, but I love them
kidding.
because it's they play around with like these jazz samples, or they'll play around with some, of course,
lot
the
of my
R&B
new
and everything,
music.
but they'll play with like this indie sound sometimes. Like they really pull from a lot of different elements.
are
Hip hop,
real.
of course.
Yeah.
So it's like I love that so much. I don't mind. Like I am not a rapper, but I will jump into anybody's cipher.
Okay.
Yeah, same, same.
Because why the fuck not?
Because I want to play too.
Why not?
I got stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel you. Like with the R&B music, when it comes to like writing for me, I definitely gear towards like inch towards R&B. But if you play a track that sound good, I'm just gonna go where it take me.
Freestyle queen.
I do. I'll go wherever it takes me. I'm working on I finished, and I'm just trying to make it make sense to me. But I did a dance track, and that's something I've never done.
I would
That's
love to
something
hear.
I've never done. I lie. I did a dance track for Christmas,
Okay.
but I
I'm
did
sick
it for
that
Christmas.
song that popped in my head was What's that girl? Well, hold on, wait. How it go?
I don't know, but I'm a
don't
dance
know.
to it.
What she said, say, damn, how it go? She just was like all over the internet because somebody like not figured out, but they put out like who was the singer behind all them songs. Another moment of like a
I know
song,
what
it's
you're
a
talking
dance
about.
track.
It's like a 90s.
Yeah, nobody
dance
knew who
track,
the singer
and they didn't know who
was.
she
Like
was.
a
I
heavy
know.
set lady.
Yep. Or maybe not
brown
heavy set,
skin.
but
She
brown
not
skin.
heavy-
Yeah,
brown
she like
skin.
middle.
And she was
Damn,
like,
how that
I heard
song?
She was like, I heard my
You
song
got
on the
to
radio.
show me love.
Oh, yeah,
So it's like, see how
yeah.
everybody
Okay,
know who
yeah,
she
yeah.
is. Everybody know the song, but don't know who she is.
She was on
type shit.
that
Yeah.
one show. What's the guy off of?
See what I'm saying? Well, no.
Off of Coming to America. Not Eddie Murphy.
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall. She was on Arsenio Hall. I
Okay.
saw that clip. I saw
Yeah.
that clip.
But that when you said you made a dance
it's
track,
okay.
that's
It's
what
okay.
that's what
It's
came to
all right. It's all
mind.
right. I ain't watched the show, but I saw the clip. We good.
Would you say your dance track was like that? A little bit.
A little.
I know where Arsenio Hall is.
Why you don't know who
He's
that
one of the most
is?
famous comedians of all time. He had a whole talk show.
No, because you ain't know who Megan Good was. I ain't know who.
I did.
Okay,
I
that's
did.
fitting.
I knew what she looked like visually. I didn't know what she looked like
know her
from her
name?
name. I didn't know her
Okay,
name. Yeah, but
okay,
visually, like
okay,
once I
got
seen her, I was
you.
like, oh, yeah, I know I'm fucking Megan Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
nah.
that clip. I definitely.
Yeah, nah, they're on my ass about anything. I can forget. Shit.
I'm gonna mess with you. That's
Nah, yeah, they like, I can't say shit in Detroit. God damn.
As long as you know.
I still say shit, but I can't, like, you know, I'm going
We ain't
to.
gonna let you get away with it.
Yeah, I'm not getting away with it.
Yeah,
Now
you
I
remember
can. Now
you
I got
we
lenient.
just gonna bother you.
Yeah, now I got a lot of.
What you want? We gonna
No, the leniency is there now. Like I can say shit now. Now I can say some stuff.
Yeah.
Like Cash Doll's birthday's on Saturday, right? And I'm pull up with some flowers. Now here's the thing: if Tracy T's there, I think I'm gonna get away with it. I think he's not gonna mind. I think he's like, you know what,
I
you
think
putting.
he's gonna watch this and he's gonna mind.
No, I think type shit. Like I think I'm gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be. You know what, man? Fuck it. You can give my girl flowers. You'll be all right. Like, you don't
You got
gotta.
flowers for him too.
No. What?
You
No.
gotta do it though, for real. That's how you really get in there. Like, I got her some flowers, but here go a pizza, bro.
Y'all what to
I
see?
got a wood, bro. You smoke that? You know?
Nah, man.
No, you don't.
You know what I always thought about? I always thought about this. Me and my ex-girlfriend, we dated for 7 years. And I still love her, obviously, as a friend and all that shit. So I was like, even if you got married, I'm gonna have to find a way to send you 100,000. Yeah, like I need to send you 100,000. But then I'm thinking about
I ain't never felt that way about nobody.
People fuck that up. 'Cause I want to be that too.
no, but I'm saying.
People fuck that up. I be like, I want to wish the whole best for you.
But here's the question you gotta ask though.
$100,000 the best?
You gotta
How
look at
much
it
you
like
got?
this though. Her husband, is he gonna be cool with it? And her on top of that, is she gonna be cool with like, all right, I got a man now. Am I still gonna take this 100,000 from
Still
you?
gonna take
Yeah, that's the type shit. Yeah.
That's a weird spot to be in because it's like, well, your man masculinity got to be in place and be like, it's okay, baby, or
Think
he
smart.
be
We
like-
can do a lot with this.
he might be like, his ego might be like, oh,
We do need a
hell
new
nah.
roof. I could redo the basement. Go ahead, babe.
We could definitely finesse this motherfucker.
Talk about the hardest part so far about you guys coming up in the industry. Again, you're kind of in a niche. Well, R&B is not a niche style, but it's niche in Detroit. You know, talk about the hardest parts of bringing your style and your sound to Detroit.
It kind of is a niche style in the industry too.
R&B is pretty big though. It's a pretty big category. It's like if you look at like the top categories as far as music genres are concerned, it's still
Who
up
is
there.
it?
What do you mean?
Who?
Well, if you talking about
Nah, nigga, but who?
no, if you talk about radio station plays, R&B has its own radio station. It's not like it's that niche to the
It
point.
used
Like,
to be JLB, I think.
I was about to say
But
it
not
has
no
its
more.
own radio station, but it's all like older R&B. Like nobody is new.
I mean, I would consider
like
Summer
I'm
Walker
looking at the
SZA,
I'm
her.
watching. I know, but
Coco,
they consider
Coco
like
they're
Summer.
arguing these people.
like even
they're arguing
Chris
these
Brown
people.
is
They're
like
not
sometimes
saying that they're
considered
great.
R&B fucking.
Sometimes.
They're not even
Pop
arguing
R&B.
that. Right? They're not even arguing that they're great R&B. Like they're arguing that R&B is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
it's
the
dead at
argument,
all.
bro.
No, it's alive and
It's
thriving.
not, but that's what the argument in the industry is.
You know who did it? It was Usher, right? Usher was the one that like really made it where it's like, is this R&B or is this what is
Yeah,
it?
he
Is
switched
it?
it up. He linked
Yeah.
with Zaytoven like, all right, I'm doing this.
I
This
feel
is trap
like
R&B.
it's supposed to evolve. It's not
Yeah.
supposed to stay the same.
But I don't think it's
It's
supposed
the
to die
evolution.
either, though. Like with
Right.
it evolving, I feel like there's a rotation that is happening with underground artists. Like there are some underground artists that are still, I feel like us, are still making R&B. Whereas in the industry, it's evolving to something else. Like now I feel like we just need to be amplified as the replacement of what old R&B is. And now it's like, you got the pop R&B, you got the trap R&B, and you got us over here too.
That's true. It's harder. I think R&B has become more of a complementary than it has been a standalone, which is still sick though, because like you can still hear some fire. But and then you just gotta make your own singles at that point. If you're an R&B artist, you're being complimentary all the time, but then you gotta make those hits still.
Yeah, because it'll get accepted. I consider myself alternative R&B. And I play, like, when I play the guitar, I aim more towards, like, soft rock, pop rock. But my lyrics and the way I sing, I feel like it's more of an R&B, soulful type of feel. And mixing the two, I feel like with not creating that lane, because it's artists that I listen to that sing like that. And it's like, what was the question? What's the hardest thing about bringing
your sound to Detroit? It's even though it is a big category in the mainstream, it's a niche in Detroit.
Yeah, I wanted to touch back on that. So like for me, like I'm trying to stay within like what I want to do, but I do find myself like trying to stray towards making like real R&B where I'm not on a faster beat, or my lyrics isn't so, I guess, vague or whatever, being more soulful, being more into my feelings with the song, because I feel like it's been hard for me to try to break the type of music I'm making, because it's R&B already not being listened to. Now I'm over here doing this with this guitar and shit, so I feel like it's hard for me, but I feel like I'm learning to be able to do both and continue what I want to do. So shout out to the alternative girls.
I feel like as art, like trying to get R&B out here in the city, and just in other places I've been, it's like you can't wait for people to book you. Mm-hmm. You kind of got to create your own space where people can come to see you, because if you're waiting on people to book you, you're gonna be with like 7 rappers, which is cool. You're gonna be like 7 or 8 rappers, and you're gonna have to be the one to break the monotony and kind of change the vibe of the crowd, which can be a good thing.
It's
fun.
Can
be a good thing.
It's scary too.
But like as far as like booking shows and things like that, people want to book you to entertain them and sing covers, which may not be what you want to do, because covers is like, that's a hustle. That's not really. Well, I mean, some people it's a career. Some people live for that. Some people it's a career.
Yeah.
Myself it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's the cover life is a hustle. But you really want to get your stuff out there, so you kind of have to create the opportunities for yourself, which is crazy for me because I'm not really like big on planning things. I'm not that person. But I keep trying to plan events because I'm not waiting on nobody to book me. I'm not waiting on nobody to book me. I'm gonna book myself, and then I'm gonna book my friends too, and we all gonna do this show together. And y'all motherfuckers gotta come out.
I'm sorry, just to touch on what you said about covers, like being a singer and growing up within from being in choir to school choir and then making my own music. I did realize like there is 2 different lanes of singing, and a lot of people will ask me, like older people, like, "Oh, your mom said you were a singer. Where you sing at?" And I always find that hard to answer, like, well, it's not a place. And then I realized, like, there is a lane where people are doing that, where they sing over, or not over and over, but they sing, like, weekly at a place, and they're doing cover songs. And it's a whole business of just doing that. I realized that's not what I want to do, but I wish I was good at it. Shout out to the people that's doing that good shit, because it's hard, like, singing other people's songs and singing it well, and you making a profit, and you look good shit. But yeah, I got there realizing that, like, oh, okay, that's what people mean when you ask.
Like, females have it way harder than male artists, because it's like you guys got to get the whole style down. You can't get scrub out and like a male artist can come out with a white tee and be straight. You feel me? Like for a female artist, it's much more difficult to do that on a consistent basis, and you have to have the imagery down. You have to have everything down, like the music, the relationship, the attitude. Everything has to be like A1 for it to work out, which is unfortunate to some degree. But then there's some who stay in the background that can still become successful, or like they don't have to be as prevalent on screen, but they just create dynamite fucking music. Nowadays the competition's high though.
Person like that.
Who's that?
Her.
I haven't listened to her.
See what I'm saying? But
I thought that was a joke when I first heard that.
She got a lot under her belt, and she don't got. I feel like she's not on the scene as far as like doing a lot of I feel like I don't see a lot of her like live performances at award shows and stuff like that, but she's doing like really big, like I don't know, like she was randomly singing with Elton John. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, how you know what I'm saying? She at the White House, like she, you know what I'm saying?
She's on another level.
Yeah, so I feel like she's a great, she's a
That's
great
crazy.
example of that. Like,
Yeah, like female artists really have to put it all together, but there are some, like anybody who is at an exceptionally high level as far as talent and everything like that, sometimes you can be under the radar and still be super, super successful regardless. If you guys want to continue with that, we kind of left off on coming up in the game with R&B kind of niche in Detroit. If you want to continue on that. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, you're next. Yeah.
So no, what exactly you said? R&B.
Well, R&B is a niche style in Detroit, right? Mm-hmm. So talk about trying to bring your sound and style and some of the difficulties of trying to actually bring your sounds down to Detroit.
Okay, I got you. Well, I guess I could tap into that whole uncredited thing. So yeah, with R&B being so niche in Detroit, I've been on a couple of things. Like I've worked with David Wesson, I've worked with Bang Gang Javar, and these are things that I'm not necessarily credited on. Mm-hmm. And I've had my friends be like, "Wait, I hit the road to this." Hey. I hit the road to this. It sounded familiar, but I didn't know that was exactly you. Mm. And that is something that we go through as artists, especially with R&B, because it's like they said, it's just like an instrument. It's just a sound. Mm-hmm. It's just a compliment. But in real life, it's bigger than that, because the reason that this person put this song on was because of that R&B part. Hey. It wasn't because you was talking about yada, yada, yada with the bag. It was because that sound and that frequency of whatever was coming out of niggas, whatever was coming out, it made sense to them. Mm-hmm. And it made them feel good hitting the road. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't listen to certain music and it's been like, I feel like I'm gonna get caught to this.
So you got the getaway music. Hey, no. If you want to roll, turn Treal on, because you go either way.
Listen. You silly. But for real though, sometimes them different frequencies will calm you down. Mm-hmm. And it's still talking about the same stuff. Yeah. It's still talking about that same hustle, that same grind, that same get it out the mud. Yeah. But it's making you feel a little more calm. Mm. And like I said, I had homies say, I didn't hit the road and I didn't know this was you.
Look, Treal needs to be credited.
Yeah. Moving forward, so now you know what to do. We gotta come with that paperwork.
Credited. Mm-hmm. We all need to be credited as R&B artists, the female and the male genre. We all need to get what we deserve out of this, because we make a lot of this shit happen. For real. Yeah. Honestly.
Do you want to continue with that?
Yeah. I would say one of the struggles being in this neo-soul R&B vibe in Detroit, I often have the most difficulty in performance places sometimes, for a few reasons. Let's talk about it. Number one, some events are not catered for us as singers.
Hell no.
That is, whether it's the lineup where you got a whole bunch of rappers talking about this stuff, and like we mentioned earlier, you got to try to break that. And if people in that room want to hear the rah rah rah, and you ain't the rah rah rah, you gonna get 20% of them who are like, oh, okay, this might be nice. But the rest of them gonna be yelling and talking.
Right.
So it's like, I'll have to yell over y'all. Make sure you're hearing me perform the best I can, and you don't even care. Right. Like, so one, I probably shouldn't even be there. So that's one. Two, as vocalists, there are certain things that we require. Like, you should be able to hear. You should be able to hear yourself properly. The equipment, everything should be set up. I like to play with bands. I prefer to play with bands. But that's a whole nother thing, because if you're not paying me and I have to bring a band, it's a
That's
whole
your
other
money.
thing.
You like, damn, am I gonna come out
Speak
$300
on it, right.
for this show?
So it's so
Speak on
many
it, Lolly.
things. It's so many things that just kind of build up against us, so that we can't even bring our best selves to the table.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why going back to what you were saying, Brittney, it's like creating our own spaces
I was
and
gonna say,
everything
that's
else.
the great part about
Yeah,
that.
because that's the only way people are actually gonna listen is in those spaces.
Because they know what they coming for.
Right.
They know they coming straight for that sound.
You're basically saying that there isn't like a venue that's like accessible, like easily accessible, that brings out the best in an artist, whether it comes from the stage equipment to the way the stage is set up to the lineup, the roster they're putting out there.
For
And
R&B artists.
for R&B
yeah.
artists, it's much more difficult.
Yeah.
And I get that point too, because even on an analogy, like I play the drums, but I used to play on like a really bad kit. You know, and once I upgraded and actually got to play hear the sounds I wanted to hear, then people were like, "Yo, you're actually fucking sick."
Yeah.
But when you're playing on a bad kit, or just like if you're playing on a bad stage, or if you're playing in a stage that makes no sense to be there, then it's like you're never gonna be heard the way you're supposed to be
They
heard.
don't even know. Either.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't know.
even care if you don't have what you need, or if you do, if you're not sounding the best. It's like, we want the guy with the drums, just bring him and play behind, and we're gonna do our best. And it's like, no, we could sound great and we could sound our best just as everybody else if we had these places that had all the things we need. Like, I feel like with performing and learning, like trying to figure out the crowd and trying to be able to still get like whatever my feelings is off in the song, planning what song to perform. I look at the flyer like, all right, it's 15 people on here. Maybe I should whip the guitar out. Maybe I should, because I want to stand out. I want to still be able to sound good, and I got to be mindful of the venue that I'm at. Okay, this venue look like this. Oh, now knowing each other, if I see y'all on the flyer, I low-key feel like, all right, I probably can get off here. I could chill and just try to sing and try to connect and try to really be more into my song and not be more so remembered. Like, I feel like I find myself trying to at least be remembered. They might not hear it. They probably can't even fucking hear me, but they might remember like how I'm singing or what I'm doing, or you know what I'm saying. It just depends on like what is given to me for these shows. Like looking at the flyer, looking at the people there. So I feel like, yeah, if we had, well, we creating them though. So it's slowly coming. Well, it's just gonna be, I feel like the promotion of each other and seeing each and supporting each other, we'll be able to have that venue or place that we creating for each other pushed out to other people. So now they'll want to come to these events, and now they know what they getting when they come here, and we wouldn't have to be, kind of drowned out by all the rappers. I swear, there's been so many shows where I'm like the one singer. And it's like 15 rappers. And I'm like, all right, I'm number 12. Here I go.
Number 12 to the stage, please. Number 12.
It's a lot of cannabis companies and things, in Detroit, and it's like a lot of them only are supporting rap.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be reaching out sometimes, like, yo, like, I see.
I got a song
Like,
about weed
chilling.
too.
You been chilling at the gig.
Little plug though. Thank goodness for Collexium. Collexium is a woman-owned Detroit girl cannabis brand. Boom. And then also Mind High. But yeah, no, shout out to them. But yeah, like a lot of these companies and different things, they help put on these events, and they only are going to look for a specific sound, this rap sound, the Detroit rap sound. It's like
It's not the rap sound. It's similar to like any type of field where whatever is dominating at that moment is what they're gonna gravitate towards for financial benefits, right?
Simple.
So all they really do is they book the hottest artists that are gonna give them the best return on their investment.
Yep.
Like if they want to spend $100,000 on a show or whatever, then they're basically going to pay the artists that are gonna give them the return. But because R&B hasn't reached that point where you guys have like a main figure yet, there is no door for that to be opened yet. So
But I think
that's the problem.
It starts with where we're at. Like these not to no shade, I'm not saying the cannabis shows you're talking about are small, but I feel like what you're mentioning is like a big like event to where they know they want to be able to get their money back for whatever artist they bring. But if these smaller venues were making it not easier, but accessible for vocalists and bands and stuff to play, like the people who are there may like what they hear and may turn to, like, we like this, and this person or this band will be what's in demand to be able to get that following or those people to come back to have the return of somebody spending $100,000 on the show. They gonna want it. Well, not $100,000, maybe $10,000, but they paying this much to have an event. They want an artist to bring that in. Like, we gotta, I feel like, just show a little bit more love, or at least hear us out, or at least allow us to be able to show y'all we can create those crowds if you were to, spend a little bit more, not spend more time, but like have the eye on us. Like, look at us and look at what we're doing and look at the diversityness of it. It'll be, in demand if more people saw it.
So cannabis companies, come on, be sponsors.
We got weed songs
You know,
too.
we got songs. Shout out. Oh yeah, they're good. They don't.
Yeah, cannabis
yeah,
companies
come
are they're grabbing everybody right now. So yeah, if you want to get that opportunity, that's always there. They're paying everybody right now to
People
fucking.
want to chill and smoke and not be like on 10. Sometimes people want to be,
Everybody-
vibing out to good music.
Everybody loves a good band.
R&B music and still smoke too. So we bring the people. We bring the people out too.
They just got to see it.
Now, I know one thing with artists and female artists that I do always notice is like even in a personal basis, I'll see it in my own eyes. That's hard to deal with. It's harder to deal with some of the male guy, artists and producers and stuff like that because sex is always on the mind.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you guys delegate through like dealing with that aspect of the industry?
I'll say, as a young lady, you have to know how to carry yourself, and you have to know that not to make yourself accessible to just everybody, because not everyone has the best intentions. So, in this industry, there are going to be some really qualified musically people that you can work with,
And they cornballs.
and they're a little grimy,
Yeah,
and
they
they're
come
gonna come at you and
Damn.
everything. But the thing is, it's like you have to know, like, nope, I'm putting my foot down. Let's focus, get this done. Like I'll switch, like I'm real, like, and then as soon as I see you like starting to act up, let's get it back together. And it comes off as I'm a bitch. Oh well.
There's no other way to
well.
stop it, right?
Yeah,
There's
like,
no
you
other way
got
to
to.
stop it.
Like for
yeah.
me, like experiencing that too, the fact that a lot of the shit that has come to me within like situations of wanting to work with somebody or somebody believing in you and they want you to come to the studio, the shit that they do, I said do, but it's like, damn, like the twist of it, they get away with it because some artists feel like they got to do that. Some artists feel like, oh, it's not a big deal, or oh, it'd be cool, or whatever it is. I've heard a lot of stories where I have personally even checked with some other artists like, hey, I saw you working with him. Is he cool? Like, I find myself trying to make sure to avoid, being in those situations where it's like, damn, I could have asked, or how would I have known if I didn't ask, or just being open to wanting to do new things and try different sounds and meet new people. As an artist, I feel like as a female artist, we're in an industry full of men, regardless if it's an engineer or the promoter or another fellow artist that want to collab, the band, like it's dominated by men.
And we don't want to take away from the girls who don't know how to be that assertive and be that aggressive. Because there are a lot of women who don't know how to step up and say,
Yeah.
relax, stop, chill. Because, believe it or not, as handsome as I am, the boys love me.
I bet.
They gotta relax, and but like she said, you gotta put your foot down. But like I said, for the girls who don't know how to put your foot down, let your friends know. Talk to your friends. Speak to people.
Bring your
friends.
friends.
Reach out to other
Bring to your
artists.
friends.
Yeah.
Don't ever be afraid to
Ask questions.
to ask, to say, to speak.
And if something don't feel right, you gotta stand on that. Like, know that it's okay to be like, you know what, never mind.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody,
Yeah.
producer, the engineer is only texting you at a certain time, never really keeps their word, keeps saying what you're doing, but not trying to actually work with you in the studio somehow. Like, start, little things.
These
that
are the
might not
things
be
we
right.
deal
You know
with.
what I'm saying? But I would say another issue aside from just like the sexual attraction that men often have, which it's understandable.
We're
We
human.
pretty,
Because we look good.
we look nice.
It's like,
I
I
was
get
gonna say,
it.
we're
But
human.
chill.
But
I
no,
get
aside
it.
from that, it's also sexism. And what I find sometimes is I'll be in the studio, whether it's doing a feature or just there, it's like, okay, I have input. Oh, shut down. You don't. What are you saying? Like they might completely ignore you. Like, and it's like that part is where it's like frustrating because it's like I have something to offer and you don't want it because it's not coming from one of your homeboys. So it's like that. I think that is hard to navigate in that space. For me, I personally, I'm still learning, but I kind of like sit back. I do what I have to do, and I never work with them again.
I try to fuck them up with money. The minute somebody like, yeah, I got these beats for you, I'm like, okay, how much? Because immediately, I'm not trying to get no shit for free. I'm serious because I'm saying what it is. If I ain't really asking you how much it is, I'm probably really not interested. But at the point of, I feel like we said, paperwork scare people, money scare niggas, and some women. It's like, okay, she bought her business, or I can't get off on her. So I feel like that's one way I navigate through this.
Yeah, it's Women's History Month. It's cash style.
It is Women's History Month.
Yes.
It is Women's History Month.
Yeah, shout out to that.
Our women's history.
Wait a minute.
Facts.
See, now I'm gonna spin this off as if I did this on purpose.
As you should.
Maybe
we did it on purpose.
No, I purposely booked them to be on my show. I purposely hit them up individually.
If
And I
you
said,
gonna
"Come
say
on my
that, you
show."
gotta book us in an invoice. You gonna give us some checks or something. If we gonna get off like that, you gonna have to.
I planned this. I planned this whole thing out.
150 back. But yeah, no, I really feel like, as a female, as a woman in the music industry and Detroit, like, we got like 3 hard things against us. Like, we from the city, and we all doing R&B, and we're women. It's like, it's a lot, but I feel like it's worth it when we get our point across, when we get our songs out, when we able to sit here with each other and understand all of the struggles we going through, and we still at it, we still striving, and we still successing. It's a dream. We successing. SUCCESS. I can't spell it without singing the song.
Well, you guys thinking of the concept already of building this thing this is like the start of it, right? So it's like, as long as there's a start, there's going to be a bigger and bigger build to it. It's just going to take some time for you guys, obviously. Like, who's been talking about this? Like, I looked at a lot of female artist interviews, and I don't see them talking about building this, where you guys are trying to talk about building and incorporate.
I think it's because it's the lack of it feeling good. Like, I've had so many situations where I did want to work with an artist, or I did want to have questions like, hey, is this producer okay? Or, hey, just different conversations of where you will talk to not necessarily a stranger, but a peer within the music scene, and it's been bad experiences. A bitch will feel like I'm trying to fuck her nigga, or a bitch will feel like why you want to know what I'm doing? Why you know what I'm saying? Instead of being helpful towards one each other, you know what I'm saying? Because
that'd be the crazy.
It'll get us a long way if we're communicating positively and we have like the right mindset. But I feel like it also weeds the people out that you don't really need to deal with too. Like, oh, okay, I see where your mind at. I'm trying to figure out if bro a good producer type shit, or if this band is good. You know what I'm saying? Having these conversations and doing this, I feel like podcast, I feel like will hopefully get some women to not think that everybody is on some bullshit, or be open to speaking up. Like, damn, I do want to work with them. Or,
that
you
this
know
support really exists.
Yeah, we want to work, we want to do shit, and we want to have fun. We want to share the love of music and not, everything else in between. Fuck all of that.
I just beg all of the weirdos to stay away from me.
I like some of the weirdos though. I do, because I get it.
The great weirdos,
but,
yeah. Heart to heart.
Weird has many definitions.
Yeah, I guess I was projecting. I identify as weird.
But I will say this:
I'm a weird ass bitch, but
don't be weird to you.
Hey,
don't be weird.
I'm weird as fuck, but don't be weird to me.
Being weird to me.
No, but on the real,
and I
the girls that know it know this. We don't have to compete
at all.
If we all in this game together. And yes, of course, there's going to be some times where I excel at one thing. You're going to excel at one thing. We might even do similar things. But it's not about me saying, oh, look at her
I'm
doing
better
this.
than
Or why, like, no.
That don't even
I love to see it. I love to see my friends win. Like, when I see y'all on stage, like, I be geeked.
The girls
like,
think
damn,
like
and
that,
I know the words, and it's a hit, and that's my friend. Now it's my turn. All right, now I'm about to go up here, look at my friends.
Look at my friend in the front.
Like, they like it, they smiling. It's a good feeling.
Flyers, pulling up.
It's way, I swear to God, it's way better than feeling like, damn, I know this bitch don't like me. Let me stand over here. Let me sing. Let me go 5 songs after her type shit. It feel way better when you embrace each other.
People love you.
They real fans.
They big fans.
Real fans.
Heavy fans.
Play every single one of your songs and talk shit.
It's okay to pull up.
Heavy
it's
on the
okay to
fans.
show love. It's okay to pull
Heavy on the
up.
fans.
I promise to feel good.
Okay.
Heavy on the fans.
It's all warm.
Come on.
Where is the love?
And then we can sing together.
Okay.
Teach a bitch how to harmonize. I gotta use the bathroom.
Because you can't do a harmony by yourself, but if you got a group, it just sounds so much better.
Talk about the different types of styles that we can get from. I mean, we have Well, she just left, but we have different types of voices, obviously. But talk about what kind of music you guys make individually. If you want to start with Lynn first.
So I say I think I make like alternative music, and I say alternative because I'm playing around with a lot of sounds and I'm trying a lot of different things. But you'll get some vague lyrics, a little raunchy lyrics, I do a little bit of runs. I'm still learning. I'm in vocal training. You'll get a lot of feelings. I'm working towards like trying to be able to write from topics, but a lot of my music that's out is all in my feelings. So don't read too much between the lines. You probably gonna know my whole life story. But you'll get a lot of me. I always say like with dating or dealing with anybody that wants to be serious romantically, if you ain't never listened to anything that I got, like you can't know me, because that's the best way to get to know me. You'll get me through my music.
Okay.
Super alternative.
I would say I'm soul R&B because that's what I sing from my soul. That's just where it comes from, and every song that I'm singing, that's where I write from my heart and I sing from my soul. So the songs that I make, you're gonna feel that, and I'm just here to give you the feels, and then I do a lot of runs and all that other stuff because that's my voice is how I communicate. I mean, I guess that's for most people, but my singing, like me singing, that's how I communicate with God. That's how I communicate with my friends. Like if you talk to me on a regular basis, I'm going to sing part of our conversation.
Facts.
I'm going to sing some of our conversation, definitely, because that's just innate in me. And so you're going to get that me expressing myself to you through my voice. So I'm expressing myself through my voice and soul to you. So that's soul R&B for me.
Okay. I would say I consider myself eclectic, neo soul, or R&B, and I say eclectic because I like to play around with the vibe, with the sound. I might like I was talking on earlier how I like TDE, how they add some jazz or they add some hip hop, or it might be a little alternative. I don't really get into alternative as much, but like I definitely like the electronic sounds. I like to incorporate a lot of different things, so I give a different approach to that, like 90s neo. So I give a little more modern approach to it. I would say for me, I'm really into lyricism. The music that I put out is always telling some type of story. So whether the projects from top to bottom is telling a story or the songs itself is telling a story, I'm always about like intentionality and like really making you think about life. But then like features, I might go off and say some stuff on the feature that I don't actually. Okay.
I just did a feature about putting my pussy on the chin. Okay. Shout out to our boy.
Because sometimes that's what you gotta do. But like,
sometimes that's what you gotta do.
It's fun.
But for real, like it's what the music that I put out on my own is gonna be something that makes you think, and the music that I add to other people's songs might be that way, or it might be something more. I like to write in general. I love telling a story, so that's me.
Very cool.
When I talk about y'all, like I say, like, can I tell y'all what I
I want to know.
Put y'all in. So when I say like Lolly Mariah, I say she's a neo soul artist. She has a lot of a jazz feel. I bring up New Orleans, and it's like it's a feeling like when I went to New Orleans, I thought so. First, I went to see Louisiana. You want to fuck with TDE? I want to sign the Young Money. I want to bring back, what I'm saying, the squad of what Nicki and Drake did. I want to be the third one, but alternative artist. Come on, yeah, boo. But yeah, I feel like I bring you up as like a neo soul jazz artist that has like a New Orleans feel. Like I said, I went down there. Oh, that's where I was going with this. I went down there thinking I'm about to hear trumpets and saxophones and walking through the streets, and it wasn't really like that. But my idea of that is you. And Brittney, I feel like you are a Motown singer. I feel like
you really are.
You gonna give harmonies. You gonna give runs. You gonna give what's it called, projecting when you. From the diaphragm, you're gonna sing from there. I feel like that's how I say like the type of music you made. Treal, we were talking about like our like I guess genres or feels of our music. So for you, I say that you more of a like a R&B for sure, but it's like a chill, like I got some shit going on inside of my music, and you gonna feel it when I'm singing. And I feel like rappers can listen to it and singers can listen to it. Like you cater to both sides, and yeah. That's how I feel about y'all.
That was beautifully put. That was really awesome.
And it's all R&B, like all
Yeah.
four. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I predict that, if you guys just stay consistent with it, that we will start seeing, some types of venues opening up and giving the opportunities with the proper setup and the proper equipment, proper stage and everything like that to really showcase the talent of R&B. Again, because, like, when it comes down to R&B, like, you really need it to come out the way you want it to put it out. It can't be like all switched up and the sounds aren't getting put out through the speakers the way that you want, or like maybe people aren't hearing it the right way, or whatever the case may be. That's not even a fair chance. Basically, you don't even have a fair chance to get your sound out there.
It's fun taking those
Be
risks, though.
undeniable,
Yeah,
man.
Like I don't know how this gonna
That
go,
part.
but here
Be
I go.
undeniable.
Plug me up.
Yeah.
Listen, is there any projects you guys want to individually go one by one? We can promote real quick.
Yes.
Yeah. Which way you? Yeah.
I guess
Yeah, we can
it's
start
okay.
with
Okay, cool. So Permission to Lollygag. It's coming out in April. This whole month, if you follow me on Instagram, the Lolly Mariah, you're gonna see me posting things about mindfulness and Permission to Lollygag and all of that. It actually was out on the Phoenix 360 app last year, but now I'm putting it on streaming platforms. So if you want to hear it early, just click the link in my bio. But yeah, Permission to Lollygag, y'all. All right.
Y'all got permission.
Oh my God! I thought we was gonna start at Lynn, so I have some time. Listen, I don't even know what I'm naming this project, but I have been working on visuals. I've been working on new songs. They said, "Damn, Treal dropped the music. It's on the way." I got y'all.
Maybe that should be the name of the mixtape. of the album.
It's on the way.
Damn, Trill
It's
dropped the
on-
mixtape. It's on the way.
It's on the way.
That's
No,
it.
it's gonna be
I
like
like that.
long.
I like
That's
it,
long as
though.
hell. I'm gonna make it come short.
Come to me like that. Okay. Hey,
Talk to me.
turn it to ASMR. Is that how
Right.
you
The
say
kids in the
it?
studio always be
You like how
wanting
my
to do that.
voice sounds? Okay, so Monday Night Live every Monday, 9:30-ish. We starting around that time, before midnight for sure. But Monday Night Live every Monday. Also, I'm gonna be at the Willis Show Bar on the 22nd with Ava J. So
Hey,
make sure y'all
turn
come
up.
out there. And I have
Yeah.
a lot of great shows coming up. So just be on Monday Night Live. Just tap in with me, and you can see all the great things that I'm doing in the city.
I'm Libra, so I got an album coming out called Reckless, and I got some crazy features on there, and I got a show coming up March 18th with OT Real. It's a feature song I'm on. We opening for Sada Baby, I think Rocky Bad, and Jasmine Renee. Yeah, so all rappers. I'm about to come in there and try to sing a little bit, So that's what I got coming up. Look for the album. Oh, and a new video. I just dropped a video called Lunch Date, directed by Diego. That bitch hard. I'm shouting out Alicia Keys. I love you so much. I kind of remade the video with a Detroit feel. We at the Coney, type shit. So
Yes.
Oh, I forgot I
watch
had
that
on
video.
merch. Oh my God. I
Oh,
got on.
yeah.
Oh my God. I got on my own merch. Hey, Rebellion.
Oh,
It's
you got your
never
shit
gone
on.
anywhere. And it will be back very, very soon. Rebellion to all of my rebellious fucking artists, because I feel like that's what we are as a whole, especially coming from the city, coming from Detroit. We rebel against a lot of shit. We do what we want to do. And fuck with it. I got a lot of shit coming from y'all.
Can I say one more thing? Also, shout out to my music babies, my little prodigies. I work for an organization called Notes for Notes, so I run a studio with the youth, and we create music and everything. We got a new Black History Month video
out to the
that we
kids.
released recently on YouTube and everything. So check out Notes for Note.
Yeah.
Detroit, that's my babies.
Very, very awesome. Thank you guys so much for pulling up on me and really having a very open conversation about almost damn near every main concern every female artist has, first of all, coming up in the scene, and then talking to the R&B artists, just like yourselves that are trying to make a wave here in Detroit. We touched on a lot of great topics here. I think it's very informative and it's very real, but I also feel like you guys are going to be a huge contribution to seeing the rise of it happening, especially for the R&B style and genre for Detroit. Appreciate you guys for being a part of this. We're at Parallel Sound Studio. Hilo Visuals is shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.
PL snap that.
Hey,
We are the R&B.
that was good, y'all.
That was lit. My leg is asleep.
I thought when I came back, y'all would be in different positions.
We ain't never moved, girl.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't